hello and welcome to Have a Nice Apodcalypse. I am one of your hosts, Marcelo Pico, and with me, clearing his throat, as always, who is it?
The second host, Marcus Irving.
The second host, Marcus Irving. Yes.
Host number 2.
Host number 2. No, you're not
number 2 on the call sheet.
You're not number 2 on the call sheet. You're not number 2 in my heart, Marcus. You're number 1 with a bullet. Number 1 with a bullet. Here we are, once again, talking about Southland Tales and the works of Richard Kelly. This is Chapter 1, Reel 1, Part 1 of the film Southland Tales. Yes, Marcus?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
I was wanting your approval. It's like, yes, right?
Yes, that is what we are doing here, Marcelo. We are here to discuss. Okay, yeah. Let me tell you what we're doing here, Marcelo. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
We are here to discuss part 1 of the film Southland Tales. We'll quickly summarize what we've done up to this point. We have talked about Donnie Darko. We've talked about the Donnie Darko director's cut. We've done a commentary. We've done a commentary for Domino, the movie that Richard Kelly wrote. We have done another episode about Domino. We have done an episode talking about the graphic novel about Southland Tales, the prequel thing that was written. We have done an episode where we did a commentary on Southland Tales. Lots of great content in that one.
So much great content.
Good conversation. And now we are finally here to talk about the film Southland Tales in depth. We are going to be discussing for over the next 12 episodes, I think. We're going to be discussing the film in a lot of detail, broken it down, written down everything that's happened. We're going to take you through all of it. We're going to try to find new secrets and discoveries and pace out the plot and try to figure it out. And does it all come together? Does it all make sense? Is this Richard Kelly's masterwork, or is it simply or were the people at Cannes right when they booed Roger Ebert out of the building?
Wait, what? Is that what happened? They booed Roger Ebert out of the building?
I didn't do enough research, I guess, but I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
I believe Roger Ebert tried to watch the movie and everybody got mad at him.
I don't think you got the facts right.
Him to leave.
This is not the kind of sleuthing we like to do here on the show. We like to get our facts straight. You know, I just realized something, Marcus. We should have full frontal disclosure here. Okay,
we should have full frontal on this show.
Okay. First and foremost, yes. Second most. We are re-recording this episode, okay? Due to technical difficulties, I'm not going to name names. Actually, it's more my fault, really, than Marcus's fault. Yeah, blame me. I'm the editor of this thing. I produce the show. You know, when I say produce, I just mean, you know, piece everything together and publish it. And Marcus does the legwork, I think, when it comes to research and actually moving the show forward, but I do the technical stuff afterwards. Yeah, I should have kept better care of the files sooner than what I did. So I'm taking the blame here.
Yeah, we can 100% blame you for me breaking the device that had the recording on it. Before I sent it.
I'm such a great guy, Marcus. I'm taking all the blame here. Yeah. So you don't need to.
Absolutely.
You don't need to take any blame. 100% my fault. Now, Marcus, what? Okay, so excuse me. I'm getting emotional. So we've already recorded what episode? Okay, we had one done, but now we need to redo it. Yep. So that's why we're here. Well, we've already done 2, 3, and 4, right?
Yep. We've already talked through what is that out of 12. So we've talked through the first 25% of this movie, or 30% of this movie. Right?
Yeah, a good chunk
already.
And all those episodes are. I have the files. They're ready to go. They're good episodes, I think. Some great guests on them.
Some special guests.
Guests. Now, what did we do in chapters? Again, we're breaking this into chapters. There's 12 chapters in Southland Tales. We're doing chapter 1 here. But in the further episodes that we've done, that we've already recorded, Marcus, what did we do in those episodes that we didn't do in episode 1?
Okay. We have in episode 2 we introduced our only.
Wait. Okay.
No?
No. I think you're gonna get it. Sorry. I thought you didn't know what I was talking about. I think you know what I'm talking about.
No, I know what you're talking about. The only segment that we have. I think I know what we're talking about.
One. Keep going. Sorry, I interrupted.
No. In part 2, we started our first segment of because I didn't have this idea yet by the time we recorded episode 1, but I came up with the idea of both of us creating mixed alcoholic drinks based on characters and concepts from the film Southland Tales for, I guess, the people listening to this to enjoy the next time they watch the film.
Now,
or maybe we make a cookbook or something out of it.
Oh, that's a good idea. Mail that to yourself, Marcus. Now,
yeah.
We kind of fucked up episode 4, right? Where we
fucked up a lot of things.
Yeah, this is
yeah.
It turns out once we've started the deep dive in Southland Tales, that's when everything just fucked up. That's when it was pretty smooth sailing the first couple episodes, but now we're in fuck up country. Now, yeah, I should have some foresight to say, hey, we're doing this again. Why don't we do that segment here? And it'll be like nothing,
Sure.
Nobody will be the wiser. But
yeah.
So instead, why don't we do this? Why don't we do, hey, what are you drinking right now? Alcoholic or drink or otherwise? How about that?
Yeah. Okay. Marcelo, I've got a bottle of water. Fairway branded. That's a regional grocery store chain in Iowa where I live. So that's what I've got. Purified drinking water. How about you, Marcelo?
I have got a quarter thing of Coke Zero that I got from Popeyes. So it's a big jug. Not a jug. What do you call these? A cup? Big size cup of Popeyes Coke Zero. Lime. Coke Zero lime.
It's flat by now, I would imagine.
Oh, no. I mean, I kept it in the fridge. I got it at lunch, and I had my lunch here. And it's not bad. I mean, it's not... It's from those Coke Freestyle machines. So those are
fun.
Those are never going to be like, straight from the can or bottle perfect, right?
No, but you can add a little bit of lime to it or whatever.
Yeah.
A little cherry splash.
That's the special thing.
What do you typically do with those machines? Do you have fun, or do you just get your Coke Zero plain and say,
I can't believe we're on this topic.
Popeyes now.
Now this is the segment now. Okay, now keep in mind, because we do this in later episodes, we have to tie this into Southland Tale somehow. Okay. A character, an object, a plot point, or something. Okay, so we're going to have a full segment on me and Coke Freestyle machines. So here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I love Coke Zero. I love Popeyes. I love that chicken at Popeyes. Guess what I get at Popeyes every week. Almost every Saturday I do this for myself. I treat myself every Saturday. I usually go to Popeyes and get this one thing. Marcus, what do you think it is?
The chicken sandwich.
Yes, you better believe it, buddy.
The popular thing.
Yeah,
you do. You get that?
I get the spicy chicken sandwich. Yes, the much better one. Which they just add some spice to it, some creamy spice thing. I don't know what exactly, but it makes the sandwich even better. And along with that, I get a drink. I get a Coke Zero drink. Now, at drive-through Popeyes locations, and I think at other fast food places like a Wendy's or Burger King, they have these Coke Freestyle machines. And if you haven't had a Coke Freestyle machine, if you haven't experienced one, like Marcus was saying before, you can add anything to it. You can have any type of flavor you want. Like, my favorite drink is a Coke Zero. When I go through the drive-thru and ask for a drink, I usually get a Coke Zero lime. Simple enough, right? But When I go to an AMC theater, an AMC theater has these Coke Freestyle machines just out in the wild, right? I get my drink, I go to the machine, and what I normally do is I get a Coke Zero, but I mix it up. I do kind of like a suicide thing, okay?
Yeah.
I do.
That's good.
I do, because like there's a row of Coke Zero flavors. You have Coke Zero lime, cherry, cherry vanilla, raspberry, lemon lime. There's so much. I do a shot of lime, Coke Zero lime. I do a shot of cherry. I do some raspberry, and that'll be it. Really, it's not too exciting. But when I am not in the mood for caffeine and I'm trying to cut back, I do this. I go with a lemonade. They have Minute Maid lemonade. I do some squirt of lemon lime lemonade. I do some. They have raspberry lemonade, and then to top it all off, in my mix of lemonade drink, I add a spritz of Dasani sparkling water, which will make it like a sparkling lemonade drink. And so that's what I do with the Coke Freestyle. I have fun, Marcus. I have so much fun mixing these drinks, great. Mixing these sugary, sometimes not sugary, sometimes sugar-free drinks together. So that's how much fun I have by myself as a single man with two cats. What about you, Marcus? Do you like having fun with the Coke Freestyle machine, or have you not had the pleasure yet?
I live in kind of a rural area. I think I have used a Coke Freestyle machine. There's one at a Wendy's, like 40 something minutes away from me.
So it's
I've
a drive.
Been there a couple of times. It's a drive. I don't take it all that often, especially nowadays. But I have used it a couple times, and I don't think I've taken the concept of it to its fullest extent, like it sounds like you have to, like it sounds that you have, or you do a fun suicide thing. I take the novelty of. I'm a Sprite guy. I like Sprite. I'm not a Coke Zero guy. I like Sprite, so I'll get like the Sprite with like the grape or whatever, and I try. I feel like I've gotten like 3 or 4 different like. The Sprite with whatever, and I just drink that straight and try it because that is a novelty. I've never had that. I couldn't open a can of Sprite and squeeze a grape into it at home. I need to go to the Wendy's to have grape flavored like syrup in my Sprite, and I'll tell you, every time it's never as satisfactory as just a normal Sprite. I think that you can get anywhere.
That's fair.
But it is a fun novelty, and I do enjoy those machines. I wish I had one closer to me, one that I could play around with and really. Because if I had one of those closer, sky's the limit. I'd be making the craziest shit you'd ever drink.
I mean, tomorrow I'm going to the movie theater. Most likely, I might go see that new Free Guy movie, or Don't Breathe 2. Or both. I don't know. Again, I'm a single guy with 2 cats. I got nothing to do. And I'm going to hit that Coke Freestyle machine. And I don't know what I'm going to do this time. I might go Coke Zero. I might go, lemonade. I might mix it up. But who knows? Maybe what I'll do. Maybe this will wrap up the segment. What I might do is do Coke Zero lime base with some Minute Maid lemonade on top. Mix those two together. Wonder what that'll taste like. A Coke Zero
that'd be good.
Sugar drink with some sugar on top. That'll be wild, right? But yeah. So what are we tying this into? what part of the movie?
Who has the most agency in the movie? Who gets to make their own choices, or does anybody have that really? I mean, everybody's kind of on this like predestinated path that they're kind of
filling
their roles in.
Yeah. Who is the Coke Freestyle of characters?
Yeah. Who feels like they have their own choice? Like who feels like they have free will in this film?
Maybe
that's actually an interesting question.
Serpentine, maybe her.
Perhaps she's kind of a interesting figure.
Interesting figure. Maybe. Yeah. You know what? That's my pick. Serpentine is the Coke freestyle of characters.
I'll say Mandy Moore. How about that?
I like that pick.
I have no way of backing it up. I have no explanation. But how about Mandy Moore?
Or we can just tie this into consumerism, because as we talk, I'm looking at a giant.
Yes.
I'm looking at a giant.
Fuck yes, Marcelo.
At a giant logo of Popeyes staring right back at me as we record, and I'm watching the movie in the background, and just as much product placement. If you were to take a picture of my desk right now, you'd see Popeyes, you'd see Annapurna booklets. I mean, I'm writing currently in a notebook that was given to me at a screening of Late Night. So yes, capitalism logos, they're everywhere. So how about that?
How about that? Okay, that's our segment. It's called Southland Ales. I don't think it was said that. I don't think that was said earlier. The name of it is Southland Ales. There's no alcoholic drinks at a Coca-Cola freestyle, I think, but
imagine if there were. Imagine if there were.
Yeah.
At my local Regal theater, they have like these what do you call them? Like slushy Coke and what's the alcohol you put Coke in? Coca-Cola. Rum and Coke.
Rum.
Yeah.
Rum. Yeah.
They have like these frozen Coke rum machines. Like, oh, that's pretty cool. But no, imagine how crazy. Okay, I'm getting excited, Marcus. Maybe because I've also had a lot of caffeine. What alcohol would you mix into a Coke Zero drink? Like, if you had your choice of alcohols and your choice of like soft drinks, what's your Coke freestyle drink?
I'm picking what alcohol would go best with Coke,
or any soft drink, like a Sprite,
Okay, well, we brought up Sprite already, so I don't know anything really about how different alcohols taste or what they go with. So vodka sounds right. Vodka Sprite. That sounds like a drink that already exists.
Isn't there something called 7 and 7? What's that? Why am I asking you? You don't know.
7 Minutes in Heaven, the game you play at parties.
There's a drink called.
You were telling me you play at parties.
There's a drink called 7 and 7. It is a highball cocktail, a mixed alcohol drink containing Seagram's 7 Crown and 7 Up. So 7 Crown and 7 Up together. Have you had?
What is no
7 Crown?
No, what is 7 Crown?
It's a whiskey.
I have no idea. Huh.
Yeah, so whiskey and 7 Up. How do you feel about 7 Up?
It's the Sprite is the superior 7 Up. I feel they fill similar roles. People turn to 7 Up when they're sick. I say drink a Sprite.
All right, let's move on.
This is great shit.
This is great. This is amazing. I love this. So, Reel 1, Chapter 1, Part 1 of Southland Tales.
Yes.
Are we ready to dive in?
Yes, please. Let's do it.
That's full of
First 11 minutes of the film.
Here we go. Let's hope we repeat ourselves from the first time we did this. Okay. Mm-hmm. Where do we start, Marcus? Sure. Take the wheel.
Let's start where the film starts. Down in little old Abilene, Texas.
Well, actually,
now,
the film starts with the Universal logo. That's where it starts.
It probably starts with a different logo before that one, doesn't it?
No, it's Universal.
No, it starts with the Universal logo.
And then the Samuel
Okay, we get the
Goldwyn
Universal logo, then
logo.
Samuel Goldwyn Films, Destination Films, Cherry Road.
Yeah,
then we go to
great.
Abilene, Texas.
There we go.
Abilene, Texas, Marcelo. Little old Abilene. Marcelo, you are a Texas boy at heart.
Yes, I'm a Texas boy at heart. I'm wearing
Texas boy.
I'm wearing a shirt that says Texas Pure American on it.
Yeah, don't mess with us. And so, but you live in Austin, right?
I do live in Austin, Texas.
I don't know anything about geography of the Texas state, but have you ever been to Abilene? I guess is my question. Have you ever been there, or are you too afraid
of going there and having a nuke explode?
Of nuclear warfare,
no,
as foretold by Richard Kelly.
Do you think Abilene has like some type of like monument or plaque or something that says, "Hey, we were featured in the film Southland Tales"? Do you think Abilene has that?
I would bet money that it does not, but I don't know. Perhaps, but that might be something that we need to get you to do, Marcelo. One of these days is take a day trip out to Abilene and scour the streets for any reference to the film Southland Tales.
I mean, it's only 3 hours and 52 minutes away. I think I can pull that off. I mean, from Austin, Texas, to my hometown on the Gulf Coast, it's a 4-hour drive, and Texas is a huge place. If you were to drive, Marcus, 4 hours, let's say west, where'd you end up?
I would probably end up in whatever state is to the west of me. Nebraska? Okay. No, maybe in South Dakota, more on the...
I didn't realize this was a hard question.
One of those two places? Hey, man.
My point was, I have to drive like 8 hours to get out of Texas. It's a big state. So I've been to the West Texas. I may have driven through Abilene. I may have driven past it. It's right up near Arlington and Dallas, kind of. San Angelo. I've been to San Angelo. But I imagine it's one of those small Texas towns where it's like, I mean, you were saying before, you live in a place that's kind of rural. I imagine Abilene is a little bit rural. Do we know if he actually shot that in Abilene, this first part?
Yeah, I do know a little bit about that. I don't believe he did. I think this was from a story I read about the about the making of the film. This first scene is like it starts in Abilene, Texas, and it's following a big 4th of July celebration in the town. Like kids are playing around with squirt guns, and it's a very like handheld camera, realistic feel of what it was like to be there on that day. And then suddenly a nuke goes off. What was your question? Oh no, they did not film this. They did not film this in Texas. They filmed it. This was the first thing they filmed actually for the film. They went to Richard Kelly's hometown, I believe, and he just like got a few child actors to carry around cameras and play around with people, and they threw like a fake 4th of July barbecue and invited everybody in the town to come and be unpaid extras in a movie that may or may not happen, because he did this like with his own money before he even had funding for the film Southland Tales. He just wanted to film this to have it, I think. And yeah.
So guerrilla style.
Yeah, guerrilla style. King Kong.
Okay. Yes, exactly. How do you feel about this opening, Marcus? Does it give you a good entry into the world of Southland Tales? Like, is it? Could be. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you before you answer that question, because I'm going to answer it. Now, we've already recorded a few episodes, right? This part of the movie, the first few minutes where we see this, like, I wrote down Cloverfield. I'm assuming this is what I meant, like a kind of like a, Blair Witch Project sort of like vibe. This was, when I think of Southland Tales, this never comes to mind. This part never really sticks in my mind, right? And I don't know. I don't know why that is, because I think it's an effective opening, but I just never tend to think about it when I think about Southland Tales. What about you?
I agree with you. It is something like I kind of always forget it happens. Like I start the movie and then I'm like, oh yeah, this has to happen. This weird couple minutes of found footage. It kind of reminds me of Signs. Found footage segment in Signs. I don't know. I always get those vibes off of it. All those are more memorable, I think. I agree with you. It's not very memorable, but it does kind of ground the film, what you're about to see. It makes everything seem kind of dire and serious up front. I think it's kind of effective at doing that. Yeah,
it's effective. And then do we want to talk about any more? Do we want to mention more?
No, I think told what that story was, but it transitions from that the twin nuclear attacks. One of them was in Abilene, which is what we saw, and the other nuke drops in El Paso. Have you ever been there, Marcelo?
I've not been to El Paso.
I believe I said that exact same thing. I believe on the first recording of this, I also said El Paso, and you made fun of me. I don't know why my brain does that, because that's not how I say it normally.
I will check the tape. Remember I said that Texas is a big state, so I said I'm 4 hours away from Abilene. I'm 8.5 hours away from El Paso.
Dear God.
I know, right? El Paso is at the very, very, very tip of the western point of Texas. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. And Austin is kind of in the mid-center-ish. So, yeah, it's far away, El Paso. It's basically 2 states away from any other regular state. Compared to
I feel like if I drove 8 hours in Iowa, I could loop the entire state and come back home.
Exactly,
which is in the center of the state.
Texas, and you can quote me on this. Texas should be split up into 4 states. There's no reason it should be this big. No reason. Make Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio. Make them the capitals of 4 different states. For the love of God, just break this shit up. So anyway, El Paso, no, never been that far west.
Sure. We transitioned from Abilene and the horrible atrocities seen the
how many people died?
And then so many. And we get this news footage. We go immediately to cable news footage, a wall of different screens, all portraying different things. One screen has a newswoman explaining talking about fallout from the attacks. One screen just has a couple of screens just have advertisements for Budweiser and various products like this. Very important themes, advertising and violence and such, nuclear warfare for the film, all being established right here. There's it takes us through a timeline of events in 2005. There's fighting taking place in Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, North Korea. We're in full-blown World War III. The U.S. has been cut off from the Middle Eastern oil on which it relies, and new energy sources are having to be found. There's videos of elephants having sex. That's kind of funny. What else? Anything else here you want to say, Marcelo? Anything noteworthy to say about this? I think, to your point of the last thing you said, that's kind of an effective way of getting information out, because it feels more real. It feels more that found footage. It feels relatable. This is a lot harder, I think, to follow. It doesn't establish its information all that well, but I think that's kind of the point of it. It's kind of satirizing cable news and information overload that we have at any given time. and it's kind of giving us all this insane, crucial information to the movie. Almost all of this that you see here, the establishing of the neo-Marxists, the funding of Fluid Karma, all Box for Santeros, all this stuff is the election. All this stuff is like very crucial to the plot of the movie, but it all goes by so fast and relies on you kind of already having this information to be able to piece it together. I feel like I think on a first time viewing, nobody is going to get anything from this couple minutes because it's kind of dry, it's kind of boring, it's just weird. Like what's happening? They're throwing so much information at you at once. I don't know how you can latch on to any of it. But I don't know. Do you feel that same way, Marcel?
Well, I think I'm trying to go back to me, pre reading the prequel novel and doing this deep dive, and like to your point, like there's so much information being thrown at you. I think when I first watched this, I was like, okay, I'm just going to grasp onto like the bigger points and not focus on like the smaller details. Which, by the way, we're like 30% through this movie now, having recorded those other chapters, but there's still points where I'm like just confused still, right? So I was even more so just, I guess confused isn't the right word. Just take things as they are. Didn't need to dive into them. So I guess my point is like I this information dump is an information dump, but I didn't take everything in. And having read the comic now and all of that, and this opening references the comic, it has those chapters, in the infograph, chapters 1, 2, and 3. And by the way, if you don't know what the fuck those are, I mean, how confused are you? You're like, what does that mean? The road diverged fingerprints, the what is that? And you see screenshots of the comic too in this information dump. But yeah, I still get it. I understand more of it, and yet I don't know. Like, it's fine. Like I'm like, okay, fine. I kind of wish, and the cons cut I know doesn't have all this, right? And I remember seeing the cons cut, some of it, and the opening for sure it's different. But I don't know. I guess by the end of all this, I'll make my final decision on whether it was the right choice or not. I might just prefer the cons cut because the cons cut doesn't have this information dump. So I don't know. I'm fine with it. I know why they did it, but I like how they did it. Like you're saying, it is like a very much like 24-hour news channel sort of thing, and I get it. It's fine. Okay, I don't know why I'm angry at it. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what's the crucial information? We're in World War II. We've been nuked. We are cut off from foreign oil. We have to establish a new form of energy that's created by somebody named Baron von Westphalen, who has created something called Fluid Karma, which harnesses like the same mechanics that make the ocean work to create like this kind of Wi-Fi signal of energy, powering up anything within its radius.
By the way, this is all still the information dump. This is all still right?
This is all just the crucial information. That's interstate travel has been restricted, so states are becoming more fractured. The Republicans hold a vast majority of the House and the Senate, and they have used that to further wars. The neo-Marxists have been created. They're kind of a counter-terrorist group inside of the U.S., opposed to the government. We are on the brink. We're in 2008 now. We're on the brink of a presidential race between Elliot Frost and Clinton Lieberman. And we get introduced to our main man, Boxer Santeros. He is a famous actor with ties to the Republican Party. He's married to Frost's daughter, the vice president-to-be's daughter. But he's been missing for the last few days. He was last seen driving into the desert. And he got picked up by Fortunio Balducci, and his memory was erased, and he's been taken to.
By the way, yes, now. Jesus Christ, this is still the information dump. Yeah.
This is all the shit that's being set up here. Like I said, like there is no way on a first viewing that you could ever take in all this information and have it to be used while you're watching the movie to make sense of things. Like this is, and I think Richard Kelly would know that. I think this is like purely maybe something the studio forced him to do.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or just I don't know, but
why?
But yeah, this is.
I'm still confounded that right after the information dump, right after the title, Southland Tales, right?
Yeah.
It starts with Chapter 4. What's it called? Chapter 4 something.
Yeah.
Temptation
Waits.
Temptation Waits.
Which I believe I have sourced what that is, and it's a song by the band Garbage, but I don't know why it's called that, because like Chapter 5 is called Memory Gospel. No, Chapter 5 is called Chapter 5 is called Memory Gospel, which is a song that's in the movie by Moby. Chapter 6 is called Wave of Mutilation, which is a song that's in the movie by Pixies. And this is called Temptation Waits. It's a song that is not in the movie, not on the soundtrack, not anything, by the band Garbage. I assume that's what it's referencing, but I don't know why it's called that. I tried like reading the lyrics of the song. I didn't really parse anything from it.
Do we?
It sounds like it would fit into the movie, but that's about all I got.
Do we think it might be in the prequel comic? Maybe Marcus, just reread that entire prequel comic and see if Temptation Waits
genuinely
is in the background.
That's a good possibility. That could be. Maybe there's reference to it or something.
Yeah. Or we have to wait for Richard Kelly's Southland Tales prequel movie for that song to make an appearance.
But we have kind of jumped ahead a little bit, but we got to what's his name? Boxer waking up on the beach. He finds this like ball that seems to be leading him somewhere. We'll talk more about those later. I think we discussed what they were in the commentary we did.
Yeah, in the commentary we brought it up, and through the course of this series we talk about it. I forget when we really talked about it. I think we brought it up in the commentary. We said, okay, we'll keep an eye on it when we do the chapters. And I think in chapter 1, I think was it here that you revealed what they were? Okay, I'm so confused. Just say it, Mark. Okay, so
I feel like I said it in the commentary, but I'll just say it again.
Yeah, first off, I'll say. Let me say before you reveal the origin of these balls, I'll just say I remember whether it was in the commentary or somewhere else, me saying, "What's with that ball?" Right, and it, like you said, it shows up on the beach. It shows up when Boxer is at his sink in the bathroom, like really quick, like half of the not even fully in frame, just like at the corner of the frame you see the ball. But I was like, is it? It must be something super like important in terms of like the plots. Like there must have been so much thought put into it. Richard Kelly is a genius. Like leaving these breadcrumbs for us to find, what exactly is behind the ball thing? So, and Marcus has the answer.
Yeah. Okay. So these balls, the behind the scenes story is that Richard Kelly was at a party with Todd Berger. He's an actor in this film. He plays Bing Zimmerman, the guy who gets his thumb cut off for the cause and later gets ran over by Sherry O'Terry's character. Anyway, he was at a party with that guy, or at that guy's house, I believe, and they were playing bocce ball, and Todd just has these glowing bocce balls that Richard was fascinated by, and he just thought they were so cool. that he decided to put them into the movie, and they have become this kind of like weird, like he said, breadcrumb trail that Boxer is following throughout the entire thing. Like, I think we had like questions of whether was this an idea that he always had and he just finally found the perfect thing, or did he just find these? Did he just find these, think they were cool, and found a way to fit them into the movie? I'm not sure, but it's I just thought that was kind of funny. So yeah, we get the Boxer wakes up, finds the bocce ball, and then we go to Pilot Abilene. He's patrolling the Los Angeles beaches with his gigantic sniper rifle. He's reading from the Book of Revelations. He misquotes the 1925 T.S. Eliot poem, The Hollow Men. He says, "This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends." Not with a whimper, but with a bang. In the real poem, that's reversed, not with a bang, but with a whimper. And that's kind of a very important line to the movie, I think. A very iconic thing that they've kind of made their own through this, because like it was taken from a poem from the 1920s, but who knows that, right?
No.
Now it's a Richard Kelly movie.
Exactly.
Richard Kelly wrote that, bitch.
Yeah, Richard Kelly wrote it.
T.S.
Fuck you, T.S. Eliot. Leaves of grass my ass.
Yeah.
It's a Simpsons joke.
I'm sure. And I think that's about the important information, like before the title card. And now we're gotten to the title card. Temptation Waits, Chapter 4. And you realize it's Star Wars, and you're seeing just the first. You're starting in media res halfway through the film.
Do you think, Marcus, this is better than Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like I don't care that much about Star Wars. I don't like Star Wars. This is my Star Wars. Southland Tales.
Don't care for Star Wars, or is it you don't care for it? You don't care about it? Why don't you like Star Wars?
I just have no real connection to the series, I guess. Like, I saw them as a kid. I went to 1, 2, and 3 in theaters. I watched, like, VHSs of 4, 5, and 6, and I thought they were cool and stuff. But, no, I've never latched onto it. I played, like, some of the games and had toys and stuff, but it never has held that kind of big of a place in my mind like it has for so many people. That's about all there is to it. I have nothing really against it other than, you know, how it is now. We're like, just tons of it happening all the time, and Disney and stuff. Like, that's kind of a bummer, and it pushes me farther away from it. But
imagine if Southland Tales had the same impact as Star Wars.
Imagine.
What would be... Okay, let's say you are this mega corporation. You're either Disney or Amazon or whatever, Netflix, Universal. Actually, let's say you're Universal, and you're like, Southland Tales, it's a hot property. We want to franchise this. We want to make this its own limited series TV show. What would be your pitch, Marcus, for a Mandalorian-style limited series TV show in the Southland Tales universe?
That's interesting. I never thought about that. I think there's probably interesting stuff to be found with Kevin Smith's character. Like, he's barely in the movie, but he's like, through the comic we learn he's like the dungeon master. Like, he treats real life as if it's like a D&D game. And he has kind of dealings with the U.S. government and the military, and kind of feels like he's putting pieces in place. Like, maybe there's something more with him. Maybe he has other stories to tell, or also the Westphalians. I mean, what else have they invented? What else went on in their testings? But you say Mandalorian, that kind of brings like a tough guy image to my mind. And so I'll say Fortunio Balducci. I think maybe whatever pimping he did in the past, maybe there's some interesting stories to tell there.
So
it doesn't fit exactly, I don't think, but
a spinoff starring Will Sasso
Yeah.
And we just call it Balducci. The Balducci. I like it. Okay. You have been greenlit. Put this... okay. Now, second question, follow-up. You can't put Richard Kelly in charge of this thing. You, for some reason, you have to give it to another director. Who would it be? A Jon Favreau type who will take this and spin it off.
Yeah. We'll say in this universe, Jon Favreau isn't available just to make this
let's say
on me,
in this universe, Jon Favreau is dead. He passed away. Tragic incidents in 2014. I don't even want to get into the graphic detail of how he passed away, but yeah, sure. in this alternate universe, he is dead. So you can't pick Jon Favreau. Oh, by the way, Vince Vaughn also dead. They both died in the same accident. Okay, continue.
Sure. What about Robert Rodriguez?
Okay, that's good.
Maybe get some like stylish violence and exploitation in there.
I like it.
I think that sounds cool.
It sounds good. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna greenlight this for 5 seasons. So, good job.
Great. Awesome.
Where were we?
So, Temptation Waits. We'll keep that in mind. See if we think that ties into anything in the movie. But we go to we're outside of a brand new U.S. ident facility that's being built in Hermosa Beach, California. There's people protesting outside. U.S. ident kills puppies. One sign reads, "Yes on 69." Prop 69. Important to the film. Inside, they are like doing an unveiling, ribbon cutting ceremony. Bobby Frost, the vice president candidate, he is cutting the ribbon for the facility that will be his wife, Nana Mae Frost's place of work. She's like the head of it, and it's called UPU5. This is like a big information gathering facility. They have a lot of workers on cameras watching, I guess, Hermosa Beach or the surrounding areas, scouring everything, looking for supposed neo-Marxist activity and other terrorist activity. Yeah, that's kind of that entire scene. Just opening the place. I have it written down here in my notes that I saw another ball in the UPU5 offices. I do not remember where that ball is, but apparently it's in there. Maybe it's in Nana's office, perhaps.
I will look through the footage right now.
I'm playing the footage in the background.
Let's see if we can spot it. So
golden scissors.
Yeah, the ribbon cutting is happening.
Oh, yeah, there it is. In Nana Mae's office.
Okay.
In Nana Mae's office, yeah. There's just like a big glowy ball behind her desk.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Between her desk and one of the TVs. Interesting.
There you go.
So that's a scene.
That's a fun game we're playing throughout this entire series. Find the bocce balls.
Yeah, it is fun. A little scavenger hunt for us.
I'm having so much
scavenger
fun.
Scavenger hunts play into the plot of this movie. That's where Boxer went missing. I think he went to a scavenger hunt, and that was like the last time they found him, and he got mixed up with.
Wait, is that what happened?
Kevin Smith's character.
I already forgot.
It's this big scavenger hunt on the beach, right?
Yeah, that was in the prequel comic.
Yeah,
scavenger hunt. Have you been on a scavenger hunt, Marcus?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, me neither.
I can't say that I have.
Kind of sounds like fun now, right?
I guess as a child looking around for Easter eggs, did your family hide Easter eggs? We did that.
Yeah, I think every family does that, Marcus.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's a scavenger hunt, so we're liars. So, moving on, Boxer, he has amnesia. He is with Krista Kapowski in her apartment, right?
Now,
they are watching the film.
What are they watching?
Go on, Marcel. They're watching the film Kiss Me Deadly.
Kiss Me Deadly.
Any insight on that film?
No. Let's move on.
Cool.
No, I'm joking. When we first recorded this, I think it was in the commentary that I brought it up. I'm like, what movie is that? And then, did I watch it by the time we first recorded this? I don't remember.
I think you had, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say, I'm glad I watched it. I think it's really good. It's a really good noir. Having watched more noir since then, I think it's fitting that Kelly would put that as a reference, direct reference, like he shows. I mean, Krista Kapowski, yeah. She's watching it, right? Oh, she's actually looking to the side, smoking, looking very cool as they plays in the background.
They lay down on the bed and they start watching it.
They watch it, right? You haven't seen it, right, Marcus?
I have not, no.
I think we do need to sit down and watch it together, side by side, right next to each other, to watch this movie. We have talked off mic about doing an episode or episodes about the films that influenced Richard Kelly, and this is on that list.
This is one of the more important ones to this film specifically because it, like Boxer's character apparently is like he was told to study, Dwayne Johnson was told to study a character in Kiss Me Deadly. I'm not sure who exactly. Maybe Marcel, you would know.
I'm assuming it's the lead
having
character.
Seen the movie.
Yeah, because I won't dive deep into it, but I'll just say the plot revolves around this guy who gets tangled up in this web of like deceit. I think there's like an international hunt, a scavenger hunt, you could say, for this box. I'm not gonna say what's in the box, but a lot of people want this box, and he is like a very what's the word, like he's basically kind of like the who Boxer Santeros is playing. He's like a Jericho Kane type. So yes, very much influential, I guess pointedly so, in South End Tales, and also like Richard Kelly. So yes, I can definitely see Jericho Kane being patterned after the lead in Kiss Me Deadly.
Yeah, that's interesting. Boxer lays down in the bed with Krista. They are talking. They've got their screenplay, The Power, which is one of the more important plot points of the movie. That screenplay that supposedly foretells the future that Krista now wrote and Boxer edited, I guess. I don't know how his name is also on the screenplay, but they're trying to get it adapted into a feature film, not really knowing the true power of The Power. And Krista says the word stigmata.
What does that mean?
I'm trying to figure that out. What's reference, or how does that fit in? Because I guess,
well, we know it fits in to the very end of the movie when that happens.
The end of the movie, he like bleeds through his shirt.
Spoiler alert.
Christ image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why does she say it here? Right.
I don't know. I do not know. I really don't even. Is it as foreshadowing? I guess.
Remind me. Does stigmata happen in the Power, in the screenplay?
It does. The screenplay. It's explained because we saw Dwayne Johnson's like chest there in that last scene. He has a bunch of like different like religious symbols. There's a Star of David around his belly button. There's different religious symbols tattooed all across his body. That is a thing that ties into the Power a little bit. There's a scene where the character that equates to Serpentine is tattooing Jericho Kane with all these different religious symbols because she is curious and wants to know and thinks that at the time of whatever event happens, one of these tattoos will reveal itself to belong to the one true religion and stand out. So I guess we see that at the end of the movie where the face of Jesus bleeds through his shirt. And so I guess Christianity is the one true religion, according to one Richard Kelly.
And you can quote us on that. Now,
yeah,
they're watching Kiss Me Deadly, and she says stigmata, right? Now, I don't remember because it's been a while since I've seen Kiss Me Deadly, but do you think there's a reference to stigmata in Kiss Me Deadly? Well, you wouldn't know.
Are you saying that there is? I have no idea.
Because that scene in the movie they're watching, it's like the first 5 minutes of the movie. Our lead character in Kiss Me Deadly picks up a woman on the side of the road, and I don't remember their conversation really. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought up stigmata in that conversation. So who knows? I don't know.
Yeah,
I need to rewatch Kiss Me Deadly. I need to. We need to answer this riddle by the time we get to the end of this, because write that down, Marcus. Stigmata.
Yeah.
Question mark. Or it could just be, again, just heavy-handed foreshadowing. You know, one of the characters just says stigmata out of nowhere, really, and then that happens at the end of the movie. So, yeah.
Yeah, or maybe it's hidden in the screenplay, the actual screenplay of this movie. Maybe it's explained in there. Anyway, we'll have to get our hands on that.
Yes.
So we cut from that scene with Boxer and Krista to a tank rolling on the beach with the Hustler logo painted on it. Very funny.
Ha ha ha.
No, it is funny. I think it actually is funny. Not trying to make I don't know if you can tell, folks listening to this. It's hard for us to go back through this and pretend that we didn't already talk about this. And
although we're not pretending.
By the time we had recorded this, I had done so much research and it was all fresh in my mind. And now we are, 8 weeks later, and I don't remember a lick of it. And I'm kind of just going based on my notes and a couple rewatches of the scene.
I'm hoping,
because I can't be expected to do more work.
Listen, we're going to do another commentary, and by the time all of this is over, the chapters are covered. We do another commentary. I'm pretty sure we'll hit on everything. Okay. I'm not necessarily worried. I think we're doing a good job, Marcus. Self-check. I think we're doing a good job.
Thank you. So, out on the beach, there is a this is like the end of this section.
Hey, shut up.
Oh, wait, hey.
You know what? Boxer already woke up. This was a point I made. I just remembered. You know, now I'm worried that we're not covering everything we covered in the first time we did this.
I don't think we are. I remember writing down all these little details that happened on the screens and stuff. We're missing them. I keep blowing by them.
I know. Okay, so anyway. one detail I want to point out that I know I made. I know I said this. Hold on. Let me rewind it. When Boxer wakes up on the beach, maybe I said this actually during the commentary. I don't remember. But if I'm repeating myself, then fuck you. I'm talking to the listener.
Yeah.
When he wakes up, when I have the subtitles on, it says, I'm actually playing it right now. Give me a second, folks. How's everybody doing? You guys doing okay? I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jets flying over in dream, inaudible dialogue, missile striking in dream. So, do you remember any of this, Marcus? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do remember you bringing this up. I think I was confused about it at the time, but
yeah.
No, I remember thinking of a logical answer for this, but continue.
Yeah, that's basically it. That's all I remember is me bringing up this point and saying.
So what did it say again exactly?
So it said, as Boxer was asleep when we see him on the beach, and he wakes up. He's not awoken by like the waves or anything. He's awoken by a dream he's having of war, of missiles striking, and I think what the idea I was thinking of, and then you'll back this up or either say whatever you're gonna say, is like is this Boxer's connection with what's his name, Private Roland Taverner, Sean William Scott's character, like are they connected somehow? And that's all I was going to say. So what are you going to say, Marcus?
Yeah, so that's exactly it. Is they are connected because we know that from the graphic novel, Boxer has been being injected. Boxer and Roland both have been being injected with fluid karma as test subjects for the U.S. Army. And we know that users who have injected fluid karma, one of the side effects is they start having some kind of telepathic psycho connection with each other. And so like perhaps what we're hearing there, those explosions and something and such, are either one of Roland's dreams while he's in his drugged out haze in the warehouse where he's being stored, or it's like a live thing that Boxer is hearing from another soldier in Afghanistan who has been drugged. We don't know, but that's probably the explanation of it, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think we have conclusively put one mystery to bed.
There you go.
And it's one that after multiple watches I have never noticed. You're the first person to ever tell me about this, and I'm glad that's just a microcosm of why we're doing this journey, is to try to find these answers. Like that we're having guests come on and tell us interesting viewpoints and things that they notice, and some of them are like brand new to me. And even though I've watched this movie dozens of times, I call it my favorite movie. And Marcella's watched it twice, and so but yeah, we're coming together to solve these mysteries. And I think the last mystery happening here is the explanation of fluid karma out on the beach. The Westphalians, the wizard Baron, played by Wallace Shawn, he's being interviewed by or with his staff on the ocean. His staff being Dr. Soberin X. Dr. Inga von Westphalen, Serpentine, and Dr. Katarina Kunzler. And they're just giving a press interview about what fluid karma is. He explains that it's working on the same principles that that allow the ocean to move, and like kind of harnessing the power of the ocean to create this Wi-Fi like energy signal that powers up a grid of machinery. And I believe that is it for the scene. I don't know if you had anything to say there.
No, I mean it's. I think we covered it. I think you covered it, Marcus. Like there's not much happening in that interview portion before the chapter stops for the next chapter.
No, there's not.
Yeah, but it's. I'll admit, and I may have said this before, but like that fluid karma stuff, it's reading the prequel comic definitely helps expand that out. What exactly it is and does. I guess those are my thoughts as we end this chapter. Is I'm glad we read that comic, even though I know you famously said you don't care for it. You would have rather not have read it, and you would have not.
Hey, and now 2 episodes after I made that statement, I'm here to recant that statement and say, now that I have a physical copy of it and I've spent some more time kind of going through it, I take that back. I think it is interesting and adds stuff to the world. Like I literally, one of my least favorite things about it was that it explained what exactly happened with Roland Taverner and Pilot Abilene in Iraq, in Fallujah, and that turns out literally while I was rewatching this first segment today, that's explained in this first segment, and I've never noticed it, where they explain that Pilot got injured, the facial scars because of friendly fire from a grenade, a shrapnel that went into his face. That's literally explained in the movie, and I've never noticed it. So you know what? No, I take it back. I think the graphic novel is good for fans of this film, people who want to learn more. So we're not going to have that out there anymore. I don't agree. It's good. It's I take it back. Now, I'm sorry to everybody who I offended.
Now, I just remembered, you and I think half joking, half seriously, more seriously said, don't read that comic like in episode 4.
Yeah. And look, like, if you are anything but the most diehard fan of this film, you don't need to read it. You can watch. I would highly recommend watching the film 6 more times before you read that.
Oh,
but if you are at that point, go ahead and read it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
other than the art's kind of lackluster.
When I said episode 4, I meant chapter 4. So in the future episode, 4, which we recorded like last week, we both kind of said to our guest on that episode, "Don't read that comic. Save yourself time." But that's kind of what you're saying now. Like if you want more, there it is. It is available to buy through that website. Which did you have it written down, that website again? Or you know what? It's not that hard to find, actually.
It's Graffiti Designs.
There you go.
Graffiti's spelled weird, but it's Graffiti Designs.
I'm sure if you type in Graffiti Designs Southland Tales prequel comic, it'll pop up. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to like end up on an Amazon page that says it's like $500 or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
don't get into eBay.
No,
it is still available in print.
Do not pay more than the list price, okay, for that prequel comic. For the love of God. But yeah, I'm with you, Marcus. Like I don't regret it. Oh, actually, I've always been on the positive side. Actually, remember?
Yeah.
I've always said, like...
Yeah, you liked it at the time. Yeah, you thought what I was saying at the time was kind of ridiculous, and I agree in hindsight.
Yeah, okay. I just want to get that...
I hadn't said it.
I want to get that point across. Okay. And again, we're recording this after we've done 2, 3, and 4, and Marcus really... You really amp up your anger at that prequel comic in the next episode. So just be warned, listeners.
I do?
I don't remember. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Okay, folks.
Okay, I think we're done, right?
Folks, I think that's it for this episode. I think we have done a kind of lackluster job in trying to re-talk about what we've already talked about in greater detail. But look, our future episodes will not be this way. They are more focused. They are more researched. We have more to say. I apologize for the weird way that this episode has gone.
Marcus.
Richard Kelly, if you're listening to this, I love you. Marcelo, go on.
Do you want to do this again? Let's do this again. Take 3.
No, this is it.
No, what we should do now, I have my section, my part of the recording saved, right? Mm. Your part of the recording from that first time we did this is gone.